Okay, welcome. We are going to try to get together another Hebrew session for you today. And now that I'm functional again after my sickness bout, I'm going to try to do more of these. And so, see if I can get this forwarded over to the proper group here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we are looking at Shiur 14, lesson 14. And I hope that I got my pen straightened out. I just got this new electronic pen, and I think I'm able to write pretty good with it this time. So I'm liking that. So remember, last time we were looking at these charts, and this chart that they have here, they want us to fill in. And so it includes several options here. So that we have shoresh here, which means root. And then we have shem hapua, which I think is that might be the imperative possibly, but let me double check that. Shem hapua. Okay. Oh, pual, that's what it is. Yeah, the verb. Shem hapuel. Okay, so the verb. Okay, and then the root. Try not to hit that side button there. And then this is hava. Okay, so the present, this is the present time. Okay, present tense. And then tirgum. Okay, this has to do with the translation. Tirgum. Okay, translation. Let's see here. I can get this without. R-A-N. Translation. Okay. Still having a little bit of trouble with this pen. All right, so I think we did this one here, lil mode, which is the verb, and then here's the root. Lil mode. Okay, to learn. Lil mode, okay. And so then we have lomed. So that would be like he is learning. Lomedet, she is learning. Lomdim would be like they are learning. Lomdot would be they are learning, feminine, all feminine. So you can say like hem lomdim, they are learning, or hen lomdot. Okay, so that's essentially what they've got going here. So then liktov, I think that has to do with, it comes from katav, to write, liktov. Yeah, to write. Liktov. Okay, so then it would be, in this case, it would be lamed, and then het, and then, oh, nope, it's not lamed, that's wrong. You don't include the lamed because that's to something, so it's katav. And then just vet. And then you have these dots in here, katav. And then kotev would be like hu kotev, he is learning. And then you would have kotevet. So let's see. Kotev. Goodness. One thing I don't like about this pen, it's not as good as the other one. Kotevet. Kotevet. Yeah. Writes. And then there's just a tav at the end. Kotevet. And then this would be like kotevim. Okay, so this would be, I'm going to do it down here. Say, so you have a kaf, and then a holem, a tav, a vet, a yod, and a mem sofi. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Kotvim. Probably just kotvim. Kotvim. Yeah.
Kotvim.
Yep, kotvim. And then this one would have kot vote. Tav, and then a vet. And then let's see, what would that be? Would it be another whole lamb and tav? Kot vote. Kot to vote. There we go.
Kotevet.
That's not kotevet. I'm pretty sure it's kot vote. Okay, and this would be to write. Still is doing that same thing. Get it to work eventually. Right. Okay, so that's what should go in there. We should have katav, kotevet, kotevim here, and then kotevot here, and then right. Well, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that's right. So we have it here. Kotevet, right there. Kotvim, kotvot, and right. So so these four forms would be like he did something, she did something, they did something, all feminine. So you got the masculine and mixed, and you got the feminine form of plural in Hebrew. Okay, so then now we have 1-1. So this is they got several of these here they want us to try to do. Here's Hashofet. Yot. I wonder what that is. Hashofet Ha'otiot. There we go. Judge the letters. Okay.
השופט האותיות.
Ha'otiot. Ha'otiot. Hashofet Ha'otiot. That's what that is right there. And then judge the letters, Aleph. And it looks like, I bet you these are representative of numbers, maybe. I'm not quite sure what that's about there. Okay, so we've got likro. I think that comes from kara, which to see, I think. That might be to see. Likro. Now to read, okay?
לקרוא.
Yeah, likro, to read.
לקרוא.
That's right. Okay, it comes from call, but it's like to read. All right, and so the let's see, the shoresh would be the root. So it's going to be like kaf, and then it's going to be resh. And I wonder if it's, I bet just the aleph, maybe. Kara. Now I've got another program that would tell me that Panaim program. I put kof resh aleph. There we go. And yeah, that's right, kof resh aleph. So that's what should be there. Comes from kara. So then they're giving us the korate, but we need to find the one that is for the masculine singular. So this would be masculine singular here. So what we would do is put kof holem resh aleph. And the tool I'm using is Panaim program. Probably can't see it very well through the camera, but that gives you all the present tense. Because remember, this hava has to do with present tense, and so that's what we're looking for. So it's kore. So this would be like ani kore, I am reading. Or you could say he is reading. You could say hu kore, he is reading. You could say she is reading by say he kore, she is reading. Okay, and they're giving us actually she would be this one right here, korate. The he, I'd be like he korit. Okay, and then the next one would be korim, which would be the kof, and you would have the holem, the resh, the aleph, and then the yod and the mem sofit. So that should be korim, and that would be like plural. Let's see here. That would be a mixed plural or masculine plural. Okay, and then this one would be korot. Pretty sure that's probably what that one is. Oh, it looks like it's got another holem in there. Korot. Oh, we forgot the aleph too. We'll have to do that again. That's a tough one. Okay, so you've got the kof. You've got holem. You have resh and an aleph. Got to remember the aleph. And then another holem. And then the tav. Korot. So this would be like, you could say anaknu korot, we are reading. Or it could be like hen korot, they are reading. Or it could be a 10 korot, you all are reading, and they're all female. All of them implied there. And then the translation, the tirgum translation would be reading. Okay, so that's essentially what they want us to do here. Let's double check that. Okay, so there it is. Here's the root for kara, to read, and then kore, that would be like ani kore, I am reading. Koret would be he koret would be like she is reading. Korim would be like hem korim, they are reading. That's either mixed or masculine plural. And then hen korot, would be hen korot would be like they are reading, but they're all girls. They're all females. And there it is, to read. Okay, so then the other one we have is la'avod. 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 Okay, to work.
לעבוד,
Okay, so the root we would be looking for here. So remember that the you don't count the to part, which is the lamed. So it's just going to be ayin, and then a vet, and then a dalet. So avad is the root. So then if you go back to our okay, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the masculine singular on that is going to be oved. Oved. So it would be like who oved, he is working. And then the next one would be ovedet. Nayin. That dalet is not the best that it could be. But ovedet would be like ot ovedet. You are working. Feminine, singular. And then you would have ovdim. I got to do something about that. That dalet. Okay, ovdim. And then you would have ovdot. I bet you there's a whole M and then a tav at the end of that. And that's, yeah, that's what it is. Ovdot. Okay, so this one would be like hen ovdot. They are working. And then what would go in here would be working or work. Okay, so that's what we should have for the second one. Okay, and there it is. You've got your root here. You got your ayin, your vet, your dalet. The shoresh is the root. Oved would be like he is working. Ovedet, she is working. Ovdim, they are working, as in mixed or masculine plural. Ovdot, you all are working in the kitchen, say. That would be women in the kitchen. And there's the tirgum, which is the translation. Okay, so then look at this one. They only give us one clue. No set. Okay. No set. Okay, it has to do with travel. No set here. So this would be like she is traveling. So they want us to figure out what the verb form here is. So it's pretty simple. We could take this noon, we could take the samic, we could take the ayin and put it in shoresh. Noon, samic, ayin, and it has to do with driving, right? So then what would go here is lin soa. So we have lamed, noon, the samic, the holem, and we have the ayin, linsoa. So to drive, to drive, to drive, to travel, to ride. Could be any of those. And then what would go here would be the root. So you've got the noon, you've got the samic, and you've got the ayin. So it comes from noon, samic, ayin, root. Okay, and then remember that we're in the present tense. So if you were to say, I am driving, you would say nosea, nosea. So here's a noon, a holem, a samic, and an ayin, nosea. Okay, and then they're giving us, if you were to say she is driving, they're already giving that. No say, no sa'at, no sa'at. How about if you were to say we are driving? Then it would be no seem. Okay, holem, samic. No seem probably is. Okay, no seem. No seem. Okay, anaknu no seim, we are driving. And then what if you were to say you all are driving like a 10, you could say a 10 no sa'ot. Okay, so it would be noon, olem, samic, ayin, olem, tav, no sa'ot. Okay, you all girls are driving. And then of course, this is the root, or not the root, but the translation, tirgum. Translation is going to be to ride. Sometimes it slips off of that draw thing. To ride. Okay, so that's what we should have on the next page. And here it is. You have lean sua, or lean soa rather. Now, this is a whole M technically. Lean soa. And then there's your root, your shoresh, samic ayin. He is driving. No sea. She is driving. No sa'at. We are driving. No seem. You all are driving, feminine, plural. No sa'ot. And that means to go or to travel. Has to do with, usually I think it has to do with conveyance by vehicle of some sort. Okay, so remember that one we had to insert the verb there. Okay, now we've got le'ehov, le'ehov, lehov, lehov, lehov. That one doesn't like to come up in my Google Translate. Okay, yeah, I thought it come from ahava, to love. Le'ehov. Okay, so it has to do with love. So it's not going to be it's going to be ahav is the root. You got a aleph, a hey, and a vet. Ahav is the root. Remember, the shoresh is the root. And so if we want to say, I am loving, or he is loving, who, I bet you it's going to be ohev. Yeah, it's ohev, which is like he is loving or you are loving. That's going to be an aleph, a holam, a hey, and a vet, ohev. And then if you were to say she is loving, it would be ohevet. Ohevet. Okay, she is loving. And then if you say you all are loving, like a tem with a mem suffix, that's like mixed plural or masculine plural. It would be ohavim. So it would start out with an aleph, a holam, and then a hey. And then you've got your vet, your yod, and your mem suffix. Ohavim. Okay, and then if you were to say a 10 ohavot, that would be a strictly feminine plural. Like a 10 would be you all, or hen, they, or anaknu. Those all would fit. And notice the patterns. Notice this pattern of olem tav for feminine plural. Feminine plural. You'll see that pattern over and over again. So then what is the translation to love? To love. Okay, so that's what we should see on that one. Okay, so there it is. Leahov, and there's the root, the shoresh, aleph, hey, vet, ohev, he is loving, ohevet, she is loving, ohevim, it'll be like we are loving, could use it for that. Ohevot, you all are loving, like a 10 ohavot, you all, that's feminine plural, strictly here. And then love, it could be mean like too. Okay, so we got that part. Now this is number 2. Looks like what they want us to do here is, wow, it's almost like a puzzle. They're taking letters out and they want us to fill these letters in. So they're giving us the clues here, it looks like. Let's see here. Maybe they want us to, okay, I think this is where they want us to start. This is just the pattern thing here, I think. Let me double check and see what they're doing on the. Okay, we just did this one, number 2. Okay, yeah, that's right. They want us to actually fill that. Okay, yeah, this is just showing the pattern here, looks like, in this box. And then they want us to do this one, and they want us to do this one. So we've got Lear Oat. We've got Rotse. We've got so it'd be like he. This Ratzah. Let's see, Resh, Sadiq, and Hey. Okay, it looks like it's oh, not that one. Okay, yeah, to want. That's got to be it. Leered soap, to want. So this would be like he wants, rotse, she wants, rotza. They want, rotzim, like hem, rotzim, they want. Hen, rotso would be they and all strictly females. And this would be to want. Okay, and then let's see, then we have looks like lihiot. Lihiot, maybe. So the root would be hey, yod, tav. Huh. Take a look at that. Lamed hey yod. Hey yod. Hey yod. Lem tav. Oh, look at that. To be. That's part of to be. Lihyot. Lihyot. To be. So then the root would be hey, yod, hey. That's amazing. Hey, yod, hey. Okay, and so you don't, looks like you don't have any of this in here for that. You don't have a present sense because it's a sense of being, to be. And this is to be. Okay. So what do they got here? Hashofet, hashofet, ha'ot. Hashofet, ha'ot. Here we go. Let's see here. Hush. Oh. Okay, the effect of the signal. The effect of the signal aleph. Okay.
השפעת האות.
Hashpa'at ha'ot.
השפעת האות.
Yeah, hashpa'at ha'ot. And it has to do, it looks like the aleph pattern. Or I mean the ayin rather. That's not an aleph, that's an ayin. Okay. So the effect of the signal aleph, it's like a signal letter. So that right there, it has a pattern, it looks like, for how the root, well, the root was going to be probably ayin, and then a sheen, and then tav. I'm possibly, maybe. Let's take a look at that root. La'ashot. La'ashot. Yeah, it means to do, to make, to create. And it's ayin. Looks like in this case, the root is not readily apparent because it's ayin, shin, hey. Ayin, shin, hey. Asa, to do, to make, to create. La'asot, to create. So then, so that's the root. So then it would be ose, like ose, sha, bimramo, ose, shalom, bimramo. That's the same word, ose, to make or do. Ose. So if you were to say, who ose, he is making and doing. Ose, who ose shalom. He is making and doing peace. And then osa, osa would be like she is making or creating. And then it would be osim. And then it would be osot. Okay, osot. And then this would the tirgum, or the translation, would be to do, to make, or to create. Okay, so that's what we should have for these. So let's double check and see what the answer key is saying. Okay, so we did get that. Haya, which lahiot, to be. And then we've got la asot. Okay, yep. Ayin, sin, hey, ose, osa, osim, and osot, and do or make. Okay, I think we got those. Now, let's move this down a little bit. And let's look at number 3. So this must be the pattern. This is the Segol pattern here. This is what they're showing here. Any letters can be in there. And basically, this is almost like a 2-letter conjugation from a 3-letter root. It's essentially what's going on here. Okay, and there, so it's going to be ose for the masculine singular, osaet for the feminine singular, osim for the masculine plural, osot for the feminine plural. So these are patterns. Okay, so here is an example of that. La lechet, la lechet. La lechet. And that has to do with going. To go.
Lalechet.
Lalechet, lalechet, to go. And so there's your root, your shoresh. You've got a hey, a lamed, and a kaf. And then if you were to say he is going, it would be holech. He is going, she is going, holechet. We are going, holechim. And then they, as in feminine plural, simply all girls or women, holechot, holechot. And then so this would be like to go. Okay, and then now look at this one here, yashav. They're just giving us this one clue, the root, the shoresh. Well, I'm almost certain that's one that I've known before. It means to sit. So yeah, to sit or to settle. And so the actual verb form to sit is la shevet. La shevet. And it's going to have that segol under there. And the it's going to have the kamets underneath the lamed, but you won't see that in modern Hebrew. But that's where I'm getting the sound from. La shevet. And there's your shoresh, your root. And then if you were to say he is sitting, it would be yoshev with a holem, a seen, no, a sheen rather, a sheen, and then a vet, yoshev. So he is sitting. How about if you were to say she is sitting, yoshevet? Okay, if you were to say we are sitting, yoshvim. Okay, you were to say they are sitting, like a group of women. Oh, that's a poor olem, isn't it? Looks more like a resh. Okay, we're using a sheen this time. The superlinear dot, you won't see it, but that's where it goes right there on that tine of the sheen. So it'd be yosh vote. Okay, and then what does it mean to sit? To sit. Okay, so now we got 3.1. So that was this pattern here. Kamets, segol, segol. So that's what they're giving us here. And they're showing us the various patterns depending on what the letter combinations are. Okay, so 3.1, we have hashofa'at. Hashofa'at, ot. Hashif. Let's see, hashif. What is that?
השפעה,
Hashpa'at. That's what it is. Hashpa'at. And then ha'ot. Right. Hashpa'at ha'ot.
השפעת האות,
Yeah, the effect of the signal. Okay, the effect of the signal letter. Ayin. The effect of the signal letter. Ayin. Hashpa'at ha'ot. Okay. So if you got this ayin here, you're going to have a kametz patak patak pattern. And that's something. Okay, so then this would be the shoresh column here. So la da'at, I think, is to know. La da'at. Yeah, it means to know.
לדעת,
Yeah, la da'at. To know.
לדעת,
To know. So the root, it's going to be, I think it's going to come out as a dalet in ayin. Is it going to be a tav? We're going to double check that in ha'alim. La da'at. To know. And let's see what the root is. Okay, look at that. It's not what you think it is. In this case, you cannot determine it so easily from the pattern of the verb form. Rather, it's not that. It is going to be a yod, a dalet. It comes from yada. Yod, dalet, ayin. Isn't that something? It's not easily determined because you don't see any yod in here, do you? So then what if you were to say he knows? You would say yodea. Put a whole M in there. Yodea. There we go. And then she knows would be yodaat. Yodaat. Notice that the pattern we're looking at here is the kametz patak patak pattern. And notice how that it's on every single, that pattern is showing up in all of the iterations of he, she, we, they. Okay, so if you were to say they as in mixed or all men plural, it would be yodim. Yodim. And then if you were to say as you all, feminine plural, it would be yodot. We got to remember that ayin. I think we forgot the ayin and yodim, didn't we? Yeah, we got to slip an ayin in there. So it's yod im. Yod ot. Okay. And then it means to know. No. Okay, so that's what they're talking about is hashafa'at, ha'ot, left. It has to do with the left signal letter, and the signal letter that's in there determines the pattern. There's certain patterns associated with that. So that's what they're teaching you here in this. So there's another pattern here. They're showing we have a komets and we have a shurik. Look at that. So we got an oo sound here. And then it's showing, here's the pattern for the masculine singular, komets. Here's the pattern for the feminine singular, komets, komets. Here's the pattern for the masculine or mixed plural, komets, hirik, yod pattern. And here's the pattern for the feminine plural, komets, holem. Look at that. And these X's are any of the letters that belong to that grouping of roots. That's what that's saying. Okay, so we have lagur. I think that means to dwell. Lagur. Yeah, it means to live, like to dwell.
Lagu.
Yeah, lagur. I put a little too much emphasis on the R sound, but it's more like lagur. It's like that R is it's almost like you barely hear it. Lagu. Listen to that. And then there's your root, Gamel, Holem, Resh. Actually, that's not a Holem, it's just Vav. In this case, in the Shoresh, it's just Vav. And it's not even a Holem anymore, it's a Shurik. Look at that. So it's just the Vav. So in the root, we just call it the Vav. Okay, because in this root form, it's strictly consonant, not a vowel. So sometimes what I do with a vav is if it's meant to be an O sound, I'll just transform that vav to the holem, which is the O sound, because it's transformed into a vowel in some places. But in a root, it's strictly consonantal. So in this case, it's vav, gemel, vav, resh. Okay, so here is, if you were to say he is dwelling, it would be gar. She is dwelling, gara. We are dwelling, garim. They are dwelling would be like hen with a nun suffix, because that's all girls. They are dwelling, garot. You see that? And it means to dwell. Okay, so so just take note. Look at all of these patterns here. You see how the pattern is set up with komets? Look at it there in the masculine singular. Look at this pattern, komets, komets. And there it is with using the gemel vav resh root. Gara, she is dwelling. And look at this pattern. You see the pattern they're giving you, and there it shows up in this one here, which is masculine or mixed plural, garim. And then here it is, komets, and then the holem tav N pattern, and you see it there, garot. So that's what they're showing you. Now look at this. They're just giving us the masculine singular here, rots. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with running, like a runner, but let me double check. Yeah.
Rats.
Yeah, rots is running. So what we do is I'll use the panaim and put and it comes from la roots. La roots. Now look at the pattern here. La roots. And so that would be a resh and then a zadisofit. Okay, so what this would look like is a lamed, and then you would have a komets under there, and then the resh, and then you would have what's called a shurik. A shurik, that's why that dot is to the left of the vav. Yeah, la roots, and it's a Okay, and then a zadi sofi. La roots, to run. And so what is the root? It's not easily distinguished because you're not given, well, actually, I guess in this case you are, because there's the resh, there is the vav, and there's the zadik sofi. Okay, so in this case it is distinguishable. Vav, my vavs are terrible. I need to just stop putting the little resh, vav, and then what is the other one? It's zadi. Not a good zadi either. Okay. I'm out of practice on my zadi. There it is. So resh vav zadi. So that's what the root should look like. Okay, and there is Rats, he is running. Now, what if you were to say she is running? It would be Ratsa. Notice the pattern, Kametz, Kametz. Resh. Sadi, hey, Ratsa. And then you won't see it in modern Hebrew, but if you were to see the pointing, it would be Kametz, Kametz, Ratsa, Ratsa. She is running. How about Anaknu Ratsim? Notice the pattern, Kametz, Hirik, Yod pattern. So in this, with this verb, it would be Ratsim. Okay, Ratsim. And then if you were to say, you all are running, a 10 Ratzot, or like all girls, a 10 Ratzot. You all are running. We'll just put the Ratzot there. And then a Tav, Ratzot. Resh, Zadik, Olam, Tav. Okay, Ratzot. And it means to run. To run. Okay, so this is this pattern. So that's what these are. These are all patterns here. Kametz Segol pattern versus a Kametz Shurik pattern for verbs. So they're trying to get you to see and look for patterns within verb forms. Okay, so that's number 4. Now 4.1. Hashofa'at, ha'ot, aleph. So that's signal letter. Signal letter, aleph. So what happens if you got an aleph in there? So here's your verb form ends with an aleph, right? So what pattern is it going to take? So here's lavo. And before we do that, let's double check the work here. Come down to I think we did this one, lagur. We did lagur. Gamel, vav, resh. Okay, and there's the one we just did. La roots, it means to run. Resh, vav, zadi, root. Rats, he ran. Ratsa, she ran. Ratsim, we ran. Ratso, you all ran. Feminine plural, strictly feminine. And then it means run. Okay. Let's do that last one. So this is hashofa'at ha'ot aleph, which is a signal letter aleph. So lavo. Okay, I think that one means to come. I'm almost certain, but I'm not 100%, but let's check it out. Yes, I was right. Lavo means to come. Okay, so lavo. So what's the shoresh here? What is the root? Okay, so in this one, it is somewhat distinguishable. You can see the vet, you can see the vav, and you can see the aleph. So that's what the root is. We've got the vet, we have the vav, and we have the aleph. So it's vet, vav, aleph is the root. Now, notice this, ba, he came, or he is coming rather, ba, he is coming. Now, what about if you were to say she is coming? It would be ba-a. So it would be a bet, and aleph, and it would be a hey, ba-a. And then what you would see under there would be kametz, kametz. And then now, and remember though, in modern Hebrew, I'm just giving you the pointing, but you won't see any of that in modern Hebrew. They don't give you pointing in modern Hebrew. Okay, and then if you say we are coming, it would be ba'im. Okay, and then you all are coming would be like a 10 ba'ot, all girls, feminine plural. Okay, so remember in the vowel pointing in this case, we would have a kametz here, and you would have a holem, ba'ot. But like I say, in modern, you're not going to have that. And so what is the tirgum, which is the translation? To come. To come. Okay, so that is that chart. It was quite a chart to go through, but it gives you some idea of the patterns we're dealing with in Hebrew. Okay, so the infinitive form always starts with the particle lamed, which means two, which can be pronounced in several ways. Okay, so it just has to do with which pointing is under the lamed within the pattern of the verb. So in some cases, you might have a hirik. Notice that dot there, that's a hirik. That's a bad drawing. Okay, so this would be like li. That dot there represents a hirik, which is E sound, li. And then you might have the patak or the kametz form, which would be la. So for example, lila mode. Actually, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Let's stick with the first one here, li, lila mode, okay? I think we did that one already. Lila mode. Yeah, has to do with learning, to learn. Lila mode, okay, to learn. How about leak row? Leak row. To read comes from leak row, means comes from kara, the root, the shoresh. Kara, to read. Lirtzot. 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 There we go. I think that's right. Lirtzot.
לרצות.
Yeah, lirtzot. To want. To want. Lirtzot. And so those are all examples of this hirik pattern, which is li. Okay, let me see what kind of time we've got here on this. Yeah, we're at an hour. I think I'm gonna stop here for today. I think we covered enough. So the next time we'll start at the infinitive form. Let's see if we can knock that out of there. Know if I can get that to highlight or not. There we go. We'll turn that yellow. So let's see what else we have in here. Okay, so now this is going to be a good exercise. Targila 1, exercise 1. So we'll fill in those boxes for you next time. And that I think that might be another hour, maybe not even an hour, but even if it's not an hour, we'll go on to Shiur 15, lesson 15. I hope that was explanatory enough for all of you. Quite a lot of information to digest, so just look over this material again. And this is a production of the New Earth Restoration. We are in the, I am Professor Smith. I'm the dean of the seminary, the school that we have here. And so we try to put these studies out for you guys free of cost. And so just remember, every Sabbath, okay, that's Saturday for you people who don't know what the Sabbath is, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the New Earth Restoration Sabbath service, okay? We have a rotation of teachers. You can reach out to me at shul@hmisrael.com for any questions or anything you want to add. If you have some Hebrew knowledge, you want to share that, go ahead. It's a collaborative effort that I'm trying to bring together here. So on that, back to the service though, 11 a.m. Hopefully we will have the Zoom room functional, which typically is www.theyahad.com. And that gets you into the Zoom room. Last time we had to use www.hmisrael.video, which is this room here, hmisrael.video, and it gets you right into the Zoom room. Also, consider a PayPal gift. I thought about setting up a PO box because there's people that are somewhat iffy about sending electronic gifts. If you want to send a donation along to the the New Earth Restoration education part of it, I just use that to pay for the Zoom room and pay for the Hebrew materials and so on. And thank you very much for those who have donated. I appreciate that very much. May our Father in heaven bless you. And so I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining me today. And I will say lahitraot. See you later.